So what's up, guys? Welcome back. This is my boy again, Adamslink. How you guys doing? Welcome to another video. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you guys are watching this video from. How you not doing now? Well, I took some time to actually talk to myself. I raised some few issues, guys. I just sat down to talk to myself and I'd be like, you know what? I really need to slow down a little bit when it comes to Nigeria politics and how the system is going. Although for the past few videos I've made, you have seen me systematically praising Tinubu, which is based on what I've seen so far, because I judge him by the ex-president, President Muhammadu Buhari, ex-president Buhari. Because Buhari took 6 months before we could even see any form of implementations. So I am judging him by that. But also I forgot that they were the person who put that president there. But honestly, I shouldn't be blaming anybody. So for that, I sat down, reasoned everything, and I need to put a pause. Let me slow down with these praises and everything. Although I will not still criticize anybody. I won't criticize anyone. I won't criticize Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Never. Except if there's anything that is going wrong. So far, so good. With what we have seen is just normal thing, the Nigeria system. When it comes to the appointment, the president is supposed to appoint people that are close to him, people that is trust. So most duly is going to employ his friends and also his own people that he know very well, mostly Yorubas. That's how it is. If you see an Hausa man becomes a president, you see Hausa men occupying the important seat. So likewise, if you see a Igbo man becoming a president, of course, you're going to expect to see Igbo people occupying some major seats. Also, Yoruba as well. Well, I just want to put a pause. Let me not do too much IP. Meanwhile, if anything is going astray, then I'll start taking the blame. No. So I'm done with all those super praises, extra praises. No. I won't do it again. Let me not put a pause, because the people that got us in this situation are the people that we are still praising. So it doesn't really make sense to me. So I thought about it and I've been like, people that they bring us to this situation. But I'm not saying that change cannot come from anyone. In fact, let me play you a video from Pastor Paul and what he said recently about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his recent decision to sack the CBN governor.
The greatest news I heard since the beginning of this administration is that a certain individual who misguided and misstewarded the wealth of this nation has been arrested. And he has been fired. It is a sign from heaven that something is about to happen in our nation. Now, there are many believers under the sound of my voice, and a new thing is about to happen, and he says to us, don't consider the things of old. I do a new thing, it shall spring forth. But he asks a question, shall you not know it? It can happen under your nose. And if you're not astute biblically, spiritually, sensitively, you can miss.
So he said, let's not think about the old things. So apparently, let's not think about the old past of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's think anew. I think hearing this message is one of the things that make me feel like, okay, you need to pause a little bit. You need to pause a little bit. Except, do you guys believe God? This concept that God, there's nothing that can happen without God saying yes. it will happen. Do you guys believe that even if someone kills someone today, it's God that made it happen? Or if someone robs someone, maltreat people, is the will of God that allow it to happen? That concept. You know, it's really hard for me to believe that talk because I do not feel anybody need to suffer. But all the same, I fear God and I love God at the same time. So it's confusing because everybody knows exactly how Bola Ahmed Tinubu became the Nigerian president. So I have not seen an instance where God will rob another person and give it to another person. Okay, let me not say it's robbed. It's not robbed. It's not robbed. Okay, won freely and fairly. So the reason why I'm beginning to see, okay, let me say, okay, I'm convincing myself that is being robbed is because of the court case that is going on currently. The court case that is going on currently with Peter Obi. INEC gave some Peter Obi counsel about 18,088 results out of 167,443 results uploaded on IRV by the INEC. And guess what? They were all blurred. You cannot read it. And they were all totally unreadable. For example, check out this result. They uploaded this result, something that is unreadable, and how did you now ascertain the winner? You broke your own law and providing document to prove. You shouldn't even be dragging your foot, providing document to prove, to back up your announcement with a draw body. So that is why I say I'm beginning to think. Let me say I've convinced myself over the past few days because of the credible things that Tinubu is doing. Let me say I convinced myself over the past few days that Tinubu won the election free and fairly. Shouldn't it be a very simple thing for INEC to provide election materials? Why are they dragging their foot? Why are they dodging? I'm just saying, because honestly speaking, I've praised Tinubu. You guys saw me now. I praised Tinubu, but I saw this news. I'd be like, no, God damn it. This just stop making people doubt. I'm already on that train of believing, of convincing myself that Tinubu might be better for Nigeria. But with this kind of news, you guys don't want to prove it. What is there to prove it? Just give them the result. It shouldn't be anything. Any Nigerian should have access to election materials, election evidence. In fact, IRV should be a server that is public to Nigerians, that you can just go there and retrieve, upload, download some results as a Nigerian, or using your Nigerian national identity identification number to log into the IRV and get results of your particular unit. It should be something of freedom. That is what democracy is all about. But I don't understand. Is this something that is hidden? Can somebody explain to me? Except if you are sorry say, okay, we are in the corrupt system and corruption is good for us. I understand. That is, you're already admitting it. But do not be an hypocrite and say, no, everything is free and fair. Provide results. It becomes a problem. But if you say, yes, we want this election, we are doing things corruptly, you own it, then honestly, you will be my friend. You know why? Because you are saying the truth. At least you have said the truth. But you cannot say they did the right thing and not provide results. So I don't understand though. Yeah? It came to my mind, I began to think, is it that my God is partial? Is it that is partial? You can rob another person and give it to another person. Then it reminds me of a story of this brother, Isaac and Ishmael. Apparently Ishmael sold his birthright for a bowl of food, for a bowl of porridge. At least the guy sold his birthright now. He said, I want to sell my birthright for a bowl of porridge. So is it that Igbo people will not sell their birthright? Will not sell their birthright? Yes, if you check it, they actually did. Oh. If you check the Igbo's leaders, they actually did. For money. Oh. They actually did for money. So, but all the same, this is just what I want to say. I won't trouble myself over any politician, over any political issues. We are just having a discussion, just grooving around it and sharing ideas. But that doesn't mean all this political issue is getting into my heart. It doesn't get to my heart at all, because I know for a long time I was done caring too much about politics, caring too much about so many things, politics in Nigeria. But all I care about, the most important thing I care about, is the betterment, the progress. So whether it's coming from the bad side, or as long as it's progress for me, for my people, then I'm okay. Then I'm okay. Whoever wants to fight his battle as a politician, that person will do it alone. I will not even for Peter Obi, I will not share my sweat on behalf of anybody, because there's a systematic way. There's history backing such things. There are so many things you do not know, that you and I, the information are not open to you and I. So we might not know, we don't know about the secret meeting that they are holding. Then here we are, we're going to be deliberating on something that we don't know nothing about. Someone might have sold his birthright, his vote somewhere, and you are just here beating yourself over that person's decision. So that's the reason why you do not see me. I do not actually really care about politics. All I care about is the betterment of Nigerians. So if it's coming from the bad side, as long as it's good for us, then good and fine. But there's something about getting things from the bad side also, because he always come back to collect times 10 of what he has given you. That's just my fear. That's just my fear. So I'm hoping this administration works. So far, so good. I've said it. You guys know my mind. It's working. And I have this question severally. Do you think Tinubu is working? Then let's check this praises from Bruno Mokore on Tinubu. He said, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu entered office as one of the least popular, supposedly elected leaders in Nigeria history. In 2 weeks, he is turning out to be one of the most progressive presidents in our recent history. Simple by his action after his swearing in Nigeria, and not hard to please. Apart from those using politics to hide their secessionist agenda, most Nigerians seem to be happy with his performance so far, and his popularity is high right now, except you are not being honest with yourself. If it continues this way, even his secessionist agenda will be defeated by good governance, in a way that it could not be militarily vanquished by General Buhari. For those who understand Yoruba, President Tinubu is fulfilling the meaning of his moniker, Asiwaju. The PDP and the Waziri Atiku Abubakar would have been better. Whether the Supreme Court rules, whatever the Supreme Court rules, we will accept. But At the end of the day, whether PDP or APC, all we want is good governance for Nigeria. And if we are honest, Bola Ahmed Tinubu popularity is very, very high right now. He's gaining a lot of trust, gaining a lot of confidence from a lot of people who never really supported him before, based on his health issue and the way of speaking. But so far, his public appearances, every speech, and you can see the genuinity in him. That is why we are saying Nigerians are not hard to please. Nigeria has been beaten for so long. It's just like a slave that you have beaten for years. You, that slave master, that be beating that slave. If you give that slave a cup of water for the first time, that slave will still love you. That slave will praise you at that particular time. You will be so happy. That is just the situation of Nigeria. We are not hard to please. We have been dealt with. So any little thing we see, we praise that person. Do not blame us. Don't blame people who just simply forget. Don't blame them because they have been beaten. They have been beaten. Like that simple thing that they see someone do for them is so big to them. They have never experienced such love before. And please, but Tinubu need to work on this light issue. Come on, man. You need to work on this light issue. You promised us. So you need to work on this light issue. Then, I also want Tinubu to really work on the hairpiece matter. In fact, I'm going to play you a video from the Nigeria airline matter. In fact, I'm going to play you a video from I think the CEO of Airpeace, who talked about this particular deal, Nigeria Air deal with Ethiopia. How can Ethiopia not provide any funding but still has to earn from a Nigeria airline? I've never seen such thing before. Is the wicked? Okay.
When you look at this Nigerian air thing, look at the shareholding. I have it here. The shareholding agreement. I have it here. Without SACO, Nigeria would have been in trouble. The entire management, leadership of the entire management, the DFO, the CEO, all the management positions, the headship, Ethiopia, deputies, Nigeria. Then look at the shareholding. Ethiopia, 49%. There's a company called Fairfax. Who is this Fairfax? It's another Ethiopian, owned by an Ethiopian. They are transaction advisors. They are going to get 3%. They are going to get 1.45% of the shareholding capital, which is put at 250 million. Ethiopia will bring 122 million, but not as cash. Rentals. They'll bring what Ethiopia is bringing is only the Nigerian companies that are going to bring money. SACO and MRS. I have it here. The document is with us here. Ethiopia is not bringing a penny into Nigeria. Ethiopia will pay rentals for their own plane. It's written here, black and white. Pay rentals for their own plane for 5 years. So even if they pay the 122,000, Airpeace alone is worth over $2 billion. As I speak to you, Boeing is in my office now for the delivery of our 737 MAX, which is costing over $1 billion. The E2s from Embraer that we've started receiving is costing about $1 billion. 5 of them have entered Nigeria. Ethiopia is bringing nothing, and they are going to earn 49% of your country's wealth. I call on President Ahmed Bola Tinubu to immediately dissolve this chariot called Nigerian Air and start his own thing.
Well, you know, Tinubu is a very responsive president right now, and they keep telling us that thing is not fraud. People are extremely wicked, and because of the naira dollar rate, Naira has been devalued greatly because Anybody can trade. The bank can just put their exchange rate anyhow they want it. So that they can be selling dollar directly to people. So you can be using your ATM to purchase things in the USA, everywhere. So they know the kind of rate they want to place on it. Well, Tinubu, sorry, I said Tinubu, Dangote and the owner of Boa Cement, because of the devaluation, they lost total of 5.85 billion naira. 5.85 billion naira, according to a Bloomberg report. 5.85 billion naira because of the naira devaluation. Well, they still get money though. They are still the richest. Dangote is still the richest. They still get money. With this refinery itself, refinery money will be here. You will pour money everywhere. You will push Tinubu wealth go. Dangote wealth go up. Well, thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Adamslink. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Catch you next time. Peace.